We're cutting into our second match of our doubleheader. We don't have much time to lead into this. We're going to get right into it super quick. To Amplify taking on Kasa Esports. We're getting into our fourth and final week here in Season 7 before our mid-season break. Well, let's get into it. Let's take a look. And it will be a Nepal pick with a Ramatra band out. We do have Amplify coming in 3-2. And Kasa Esports 1-4, but their one win is over EDM. And they've faced some really tough teams otherwise. Nightmare, Shikigami, Extinction, and Boot Troop are all kind of towards the top. I don't even know what to make of NA Master right now. I tried to do the power rankings before we went live. It is just a frustrating mess of holy cow. I don't even know how to rate y'all. Amplify, their only losses are Nightmare and Nightmare Academy, who are both undefeated. And Nightmare Academy actually look like a quality dive team. All right. And we said there was a Ramatra ban there out of Amplify. We're going to get a Wuyong ban out of Kasa. You don't see Wuyong banned out as much these days as when, the hero was first released, but there are still some really, really nasty Wuyongs here in Master Division. This UN Crazy Cat backline wouldn't surprise me to see them pull out the Wuyong in other situations, especially playing around. They play around a very tight core width gap and excel in a ground and pound brawl style. That has always been kind of the bread and butter of this Amplify squad. Get ready, get set up for your second match of the night. Taking a look at both of these teams' records, I was mentioning it's really hard to kind of judge where NA is at. It's very, very difficult. Amplify's wins are over to Elemental Garden and Control, who are further down in our power rankings. And they don't win over Boop Troop, which Boop Troop is one of the most inconsistent teams that we have so far. So it's hard to know what that means. Your losses are to Nightmare, which everybody loses to Nightmare, and Nightmare Academy. I would say other than Amplify, their wins are all to, the kind of lower end of the power rankings, and they drop maps to all of them. So I don't know how much weight to put into that 6-0 when you're dropping maps to In Control and Elemental Garden and all the teams that are just kind of making their way to Master Division. I've never seen such inconsistencies as I'm seeing in NA Master in this first half of the season. I don't know if, maybe it's just kind of a little Christmas break kind of slump kind of thing and people are, it's a little cursed or whatever. But man, it has been rough. It has been rough. I tried to do power rankings today and it was downright frustrating because nothing made any sense. It was like, nothing made any sense. The only thing I was sure of is that Nightmare and Dreamland are 1-2. After that, your guess is as good as mine, yo. Feels like anything could happen. Kasa Rain has one win, but it's over EDM. EDM have, both of these teams have ex-Dildux players on them, right? Which means ex-OWCS players on them. So their other losses are 4 teams that we have in top 5. So is the 1-4 Kasa Esports, are they actually a top 16? They beat EDM? I'm so just baffled by the opening 3 weeks of Master Division, y'all. I can't even express. Literally, I'm just kind of, I can't wait to see what happens next, because it feels like literally anything could happen. It makes making power rankings extraordinarily frustrating, but it's fun to watch. Yeah, they got it, Cop It. They got it. We are getting another Vendetta in play here. This one being paired with the Zarya. This is a little bit more the pairing that we expected versus the JQ that we saw brought out in the last match. Been an early back and forth. Biz goes down. The point will get flipped. Third possession. Potential third possession in very short time. Gap rotating around, absorbing some of those rockets. Nice dodge on the rock, which did not have a bubble for that, so well played. Looking for Biz as your engagement tool. There you go. Flying it over the top. Kitsu layered underneath. But Red X has the match. And Hex got the boop off the side. It was a great catch of the aggression there from Kasa Esports. But it looked like they knew how to play that ult fight very well. Well, this looks like a team that maybe is a top 6 team, despite being 1-4. Couple opening picks. We're going to get a Flux thrown in on the gap just to secure this. Really, the Flux just got bubble out, but then you're able to rock, corner, kill pretty convincingly. See me a sound barrier layered in here from Hex. And an aggressive cleanup just pushing out to the spawn. They fully in control. Kasa Esports will take our opening round on Sanctum. Oh yeah, the overlay is backwards. The bands are right. Like, the bands are actually Amplify banned the Ramatra. I just forgot to swap the teams. Good call out. Good call out. Apologies. I'm in lobby, right? So it's... You know, so I was actually... Like, I said Kasa won the map, right? So I was actually calling it right. But since I'm in lobby, I don't have overlays on my screen, right? So I don't see that. I don't see that on my screen. Apologies. I appreciate the update. I appreciate the update. No, no, no. You're 100% correct, Tuba Tony. Don't worry. The Bull Scope Bingo is got a mighty full card tonight. But we forgot to put a score in earlier. Now we forgot to swap sides. I think it's the second time we forgot to swap sides tonight. Whew. We streamed all weekend. There was a charity tournament all weekend. It's been busy. I'm exhausted going into this week already. Oh, hey, Biz, Gap, and Amplify with an ambush here early. And this is what you're going to have to do with this Fan 10. It's very bursty damage. Oh, Sunnyside pops you from range. And Amplify do grab first control. Very wide split. Kasa Esports kind of went 2 on the far side. Now we're starting to stack more. Ooh, that overhead slice ripped carbons out of the sky. That was nasty. And then Biz just spins to safety. But it's not like the cooldown trade museum falling back to the far side of the shrine. Now the re-engage. Oh, immediately 5 Leo. And try and take advantage of a relatively low health Zarya compared to most tags. I'm impressed by the vertical control there from Biz. Biz doing a good job of, like, through the extra overhead slice, like really keeping their target centered. Which is much in the up-down, I think, is the hard part, as opposed to, you know, the left-right aspect of things. Anyway, really nice cursor control and reticle control. Gap with a 2-player grab. Already got some good opening picks. Another great ambush here out of Amplify. They go aggressive once again, this time on the left-hand side, and investing that in the Kitsune rush on top of each other. Soundbearer and Bob Red X are going to throw in a Kitsu as well. As there's 3 ultimates from Kasa to try to retake this point. Biz is able to get a kill, but that's all I'm seeing. Ewan's the only one down. Now we got a Sundering Blade back on the objective. That's going to catch Carbons. So now 2 here fall into the sword of... Oh! Fall into the sword of Biz, and it's gonna be enough to clean up this point. Go calling out managers. That's my open division team. I know I rarely get to play. I only get to play if like there's a night where I don't have games, and the opposing team is willing to reschedule to that night because it's not going to be a default match night. Looked like the swap came from here before everybody got through the teleport. I think that's what happened there. But it's kind of acting as an off tank, playing off of this front corner. Absorbs a lot of aggression. Now Gap steps in, cycling with 3 seconds left to go towards Bubble. Is able to even push further past, trying to secure this opening cap. Looks like they're going to succeed in doing so. Carmaz is on a Pharah now. Was hoping to get some targets. What's this mark? The eyes on that is so crazy. I don't play enough Pharah. So is that marking with concussive? I forgot they had made that move. I forgot about that perk. That's actually really cool. I used to play a ton of Pharah. Like, I played Soldier in TF2. Pharah was one of my most consistent hero picks for the many, many years through Overwatch, but I haven't played as much in the perk age. It's been really cool seeing Vendetta play. We saw in both this game and the previous match in this doubleheader. Really cool to see, and with different tanks no less, which was also awesome to see. Saw you utilized with a Jungle Queen more in our previous match. But at the... Oh, we're going to grab here to start this fight. And everybody just kind of separated. Not much you can do about that one, Crazy Cat. Red X, you tried. You tried. Amplify dominant here. And after it was looking like it's such an extraordinarily strong start for Kasa, they have struggled to put together and really capture back the pace. What we saw in the opening round. It's been all Amplify sets. You can see how aggressive they're getting here. Setting the pace once again. J-Man with an OC. Looking at the spawn doors. Biz with a super tornado as the extra spins perk. 93%. Flight over the top comes Leo. Keep an eye on Hex as well. Looking for a touch. There is a barrage there. Sound barrier in play. Both of our squads, as a matter of fact. Business Sundering Blade didn't get anything. But despite the lack of value from the Amplify ult, it feels like they're still winning the fight. They'll take the 100-0 here on Village. And a 1-0 lead over Kasa Esports to start the series. It's gonna be a Midtown pick here out of Kasa. God, it was such an interesting map. They look so in control in the opener on Sanctum. I wonder if it's about... I mean, is it about Vendetta, like, you know, being very particular on what maps that she's useful and really good at? You know, was it just about Amplify kind of upping the pace a little bit and making adjustments? It was honestly a little hard to tell, maybe a little bit of both. But I feel like, I mean, Village in particular, I felt like you guys, you know, it's pretty pretty flat with, you know, just a lot of avenues to work with. I don't know about a lot. Several avenues to work with. It's not like Runasapi open, but I felt like that would be a good map for the Zarya Vendetta. Kasa Esports really struggled to get in. Amplify, I mean, set the pace. Although, I mean, Biz looked really good as well. And maybe that was, you know, they kind of end up forcing the swaps. They forced Kasa into going away from... Yeah, maybe it was just the scaling of the maps. You know, and it was just Amplify and Biz once you get in Village. All right, what you gonna ban out, Kasa? Are you gonna try to target the Venture on Midtown? Midtown in itself, we have not seen a whole lot of. I wonder if this is... We've seen a couple of errors pop up recently. This feels weird to me. Oh, it's okay. Let's go look at some stats. We'll go look at some stats there from map 1. Gap at 21 and 2, 10,000, just under 10.5k on the Zar. It's a big standout to me. Definitely a big standout. Most elims, most damage, fewest deaths. You know, what more could you ask for? Yeah, it was Jeremy, who's, you know, a pretty well-known Venture 1 trick, was saying that that they were going to become a Ven 2 trick, was what they were saying. I thought that was pretty clever. Nothing about that looked real. We've hardly seen... I think we've seen one Midtown pick this season. And it doesn't fit what Kasa Esports were doing. I think one of the reasons Vendetta Venture would be so tough is you kind of need a hit scan to cut people off. You need a hit scan for lane control. If you don't have a hit scan, then there's the potential that your enemy can just perma-kite you, right? They can just continually run away. But if you have a hit scan, you can sit in a spot to where, like, while they're running away from you, you shoot them. Like, the lane control, map control that a hit scan provides. Like, there's a reason we've kind of fallen into this. You have a hit scan and a flanker, kind of, that is just... Or, I mean, a hit scan and a flex DPS. You know, if you're playing completely front to back, then that becomes utility, like a May, right? Or even a Venture. I think a Venture is a little bit more, it's like part utility, part flanker. But I think you need a hit scan. I really do. Now, there's talk of, you know, like Vendetta being a utility DPS, and that's kind of its own role. It does play kind of like an off-tank at times. It was a no junk city pick, was the actual pick. Actual bans are Amplify banning out Zarya, and then getting an initial ban was Kasa Esports, and they banned out Kiriko to start. So your actual bans are Kiriko, Zarya. Let's get into map 2. And again, it was Kasa who got the initial first ban on that after that loss on Nepal. Amazing how well Gap did with the Zarya. They're going to go ahead and ban it out here right out of the gate. There you go. Thank you for the update, Coppin. I appreciate you. It's not the first time we've seen it happen. I assume so. Like I said, when we saw Midtown, I was like, you know, that raised an eyebrow immediately. Alright, so Leo goes into a Ramasha playing a far slower style. Gap is going to pull out this Junker Corn. We saw this in the last match. Okay. Shout in. Look for Biz to combo with it. It's actually going to go in looking for the supports. Gap was able to hunt down the hit scan in the midst of this chaos. Oh, man. Man, this is a slice and dice meta. The axe and sword. Oh, they're just staggering. Staggering the poor Ramatra. They were rolling out the Vin duo. I saw it a little bit in Ka. Yeah. But I mean, again, there's like, both of these teams are sticking with Sojas, right? Like, there's a reason you need a Sojourn. Like, it's not always, you know, just to prevent a kite, but lane control and the ability, what a hit scan brings to where you can have consistent damage output. on the approach and keep somebody at bay from running you over as well as we're seeing here. A lot of damage on the gap as they try to run forward. Shout used late in the fight. Turned on to Leo. We'll chase them back. Carmen's has already gone down. Beautiful shot out of Sunnyside. We're seeing the effect of those hit scans here in this fight. Jamie with a beautiful headshot will find Hex. And Amplify will win themselves out another team fight here. This one will be good enough to take our opening point. 1-0 lead in the map. Where we're going? You going to Ducks? Refinery.
Next flashpoint, refinery.
There's the pull in. Viz actually playing off that left flank. Leo pops the annihilation and still just playing up close and personal. Just trying to block up. There's an orbital ray in play, so you gotta respect that extra damage coming through. Big rampage out of gap. That is the 3 remaining players. No Suzu to cleanse this. That was just filthy plays out of Amplify. Perfectly used ultimates. And they'll have Sound Barrier and Sundering Blade to hold on to the refinery with. Whoops, sorry. Get out of the wall, camera. What are you doing? What are you doing to me, camera? God damn it, I forgot to swap sides again. Dude, I'm telling you, I've had an off. I've just worked way too much this weekend. I haven't had any rest at all since last week. Like, it's just been one day into another, into another, into another. Non-stop. And the fatigue is starting to get to me. I told y'all, the Bullskunk Bingo is full tonight, y'all. Bullskunk Bingo is full tonight. I think I assumed Kasa was gonna, like, I swapped him because the team that gets map pick always goes into red outline. So I just immediately swapped him. Actually, I think your bans are now wrong. There we go. Centering Blade from Biz to open it up does find a good pick, and there's a lot more to follow. You shut down Cityside's OC. Oh, even catch Red X with the no-looks cutting edge. Or is it soaring edge? Something like that. No, it's soaring slice. I think it's cutting edge and soaring slice. What these cooldown names are. Rampage is gonna find 3. The Hex just gets cut out of the sky. Look like that sword slice hit both Hex and Leo. I mean, this is just melee weapon. What is this comp? We gotta figure out a good name for this comp. Like the Blade and Butcher? Like, what is that? I mean, you've got axe, knife, sword. Like, it's all the melee weapons. The meat shop? I mean... What do we call it? Mike Myers' Garage? I mean, what is... This is a wild... Hey, it's working out well for Amplify. High aggression. And this is... I mean, as far as setting the pace, this is exactly what we saw on Nepal. Where, you know, they were... kind of started a touch behind, but then started really taking the initiative on the fights. Looking for a Red X orbital. Carmen's going to use the duplicate in the meantime to try to build up the picture and get that online, but Crazy Cat's already got one in play. That is an enormous rampage. The duplicate rampage means there's no healing through Crazy Cat's orbital. What a play. It's going to be 2 rampages out of Carmen's. An absolute gargantuan ultimate. FACEIT play of the week size ultimate. They're out of Carmez to breathe new life into an 0-2 Kasa Esports. speed, the beat, the soaring slice to get in deep. Red X drops an orbital, but they immediately go down as Gap seemingly hit them with a blade. There's just too many edges. Too many sharp points, Leo. You know what? You're able to block up through him. Goes in, fights 3 on coastal side. You chase out a lone J-Man. They're able to get the shout from Gap, and it crucially keeps them alive through the ambush. Perfectly timed cooldown out of Gap, and the flip from Amplify at 91%. This has been surgery with a sword. Biz is going to drop a Sundering Blade and find Carbez. That will just be the map. Amplify, dominate with all the melee weapons you could possibly want. A brutal butchering. A gladiator's dream. Amplify are up 2-0. That's one of the coolest plays. The duplicate rampage was one of the absolute sickest plays I've seen all season. That was so cool. Unfortunately for Kasa, it was the one bright spot for them on that map. Otherwise, it was all Amplify. All right, so go play the high ground. Get away from this ground and pound. And this has been Amplify's bread and butter. This kind of ground and pound style has been, especially when we're talking about, the Gap, you, and Crazy Cat trio. That was part of that was the trio, that was the tank and backline that, made the big upset, made the big jump from Expert directly into OWCS with the big qualifier win over Supernova. And it was in a ground and pound meta. It was when, it was kind of the MAGA ground dive, as I was calling it, but it was a very fast-paced ground and pound meta. What are some stats? Let's look at some stats. Why not? Why not some stats? Gap 32-2. Oh, just a very, very dominant performance. Gap 32-2. Diva ban out of Amplify. Okay, Kasa Esports does in fact want to start on the attack this time. Okay. And then we say it was a Diva ban there at Amplify. Let me get that plugged in. We'll get right here and get ready to go. Right into map 3 of your Master Division matchup. Amplify up 2-0. Let's get into Dorado. Kasa, see if they can start something here. Just comeback starts one step at a time, one map at a time, one team fight at a time. We'll see if they can put it together. Lucio Carey backing up a Tracer Ash. No crazy flank defense. You're not getting anybody kind of starting on an orange roof or anything. Everybody just playing around typical blue high ground. What is it? What's going on here? Is this just Crazy Cat looking for some poke damage early?
3, 2, 1.
Keep an eye out for that. I'm curious of this shot. Woo! Yeah, so Crazy Cat just threw in a couple kunai. Let's go step out of there. A little bit of trade roof side. So I just had to land on an Ash after the initial wave of hello between snipers. Biz getting aggressive in the backline already. Finds opening pick. Good execution on to X. I mean, whoo! Man, that'll just keep your backline scared for the rest of the map. You never know if Biz is just going to appear out of nowhere. Comes in that aggressive and makes a statement like that in the opening 30 seconds. Yeah, Sunnyside been able to grab some high ground control with finding this pick onto the Ash. Carbis has worked up towards stairs. Leo all the way past Fountain already here on the Hazard. Now this Hazard pick I feel is right in Leo's wheelhouse. I've kind of saved, I think, is that true? One of their better heroes? I feel like I've seen Advanced Season 8 incoming? That would be amazing. I feel like the Leo Hazard goes hard as I say that. I just get destroyed trying to get out of the window. I don't know. I think rumors of Kasa's demise have been greatly exaggerated here. Gets a re-engage right at the fountain. Carmes goes in, tries a lot of aggro, but I mean, just leaps right into a Kitsu. So you're not getting really any value out of the duplicate at all. Crazy Cat finds a pick, and Gap goes leaping in for more. Good wall, though. Yeah, the jagged wall caught Gap. And spiny little cactus caught you right in the bum side. Beautiful shot. This is down. Kasa got a little momentum here. Rodex with a beautiful pair. So, plenty of time to get that first point on the board. And with a good cleanup, you know, you get some high ground control here. Beautiful dive on the back of that Bob. I like how the Bob kind of initiated the fight. It was really cool timing. You see the Bob come flying off the high ground. And before you know it, Gap and Biz are in your back line alongside him. So an aggressive play there out of the defense. We'll in first minute off this clock. There we go. Gap's going to go in again. This time against Sunnyside to make sure they can't get their own Mr. Butler out into the battlefield. Primal Rage, shrug off the stickies. Going after the Lucio. Just decided to try to hold. Oh, just, hey, there you go. Looking to disrupt the downpour. You know what? I don't hate it. You're able to save your backline from that ultimate. You find some value out of that Primal at the very end. Whoa. Hex hits the beat. Ewan responds. Kasa Esports looking a little contained inside of this room. They do drop a Kitsu to try to escape. They're going to use a duplicate in that same vein. It's on the high ground. Great coach cut. Actually redirected Gap, but Gap ends up landing on your friends. That's unfortunate. The Dorado curse can be broken. It can be broken. 90 seconds remain.
That's what I like to see.
Sunnyside never found an opportunity to use this Bob. But now Amplify have nothing to answer with that tiny Overwatch we saw in that room. Up, Bob, up, and over! Ewan, what are you... Okay. Ewan really wanted to go say hi to Bob. Really wanted to go say hi to Bob. That is going to be J-Man tossing in theirs right as Gap was looking like they were on death's door. Able to bail them out with a little help from the Butler. Ewan returns to try to chase down some vengeance, but Carmes has, I don't know, not letting any retribution in these days. We're all out of retribution over here. None to give. Kasa Esports. We'll cap it. We'll take him till overtime to do so. A little left side poke. We're getting a little bold there. Ketsu, I mean, just right on the point. Amplify once again, just gonna up the pace, dropping in from the negative side. Oh, Garbage turns the corner, had the overhead already loaded. Just turned the corner and got the crit. Look for the 180, couldn't quite find it. There you go. Located J-Man with that slice. Big fight. They're out of Carbaz. Making good use of our newest hero. God, make sure to go in and play some Vendetta. Doesn't it? Ooh. God was just tearing it up in every point of the battlefield. Like, it seemed like every kill Karmas was involved in. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! I saw y'all were up 2-0. We were looking. I'm very proud. You kidding? Let's go. Let's go. Color managers on top. Let's go. All right, Sunnyside will finish off with his here. Ooh, but it is traded. Garbaz. Sundering Blade from the high ground. Ooh, looking for two. We'll find Crazy Cat. J-Man has got a friend up top. Gap and Ewan are here to hold down the cart. Gap's able to find Hex. Sunnyside is left alone, and Amplify stop the cart. Let's go, managers. 1, 2, 3, managing. Let's go. Let's go, managers. Let's go.
Initiating match.
Yeah, I saw y'all had a spectacular map too. Like a really, really good map too. Like, we just looked downright flawless.
Ready for battle.
So we've seen more than our fair share of, first and second point holds on Dorado.
3
Very winnable here for Kasa, trying to force a map 4.
seconds incoming.
Though they were not able to get all 3 points on the board.
The payload.
Oh, Karma's with an aggressive move. All right, does get out. Like, you see them immediately regret that decision and hit another cooldown to the spin down to the low ground. Where it looks like we might just go ahead and get a fountain retreat here from the defense. Gap is going to take advantage of this moment of hesitation, see if they can claim this high ground for themselves. Good. Oh, I was going to say good wall, but I think Karma's got blocked by their own spiked wall. Carol, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Let's go. Let's go, big dubs. Let's go. I saw, I heard. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, managing. Cap, very quickly. Here from Amplify. Also 5-minute plus time bank, but we saw something similar from Kasa. I'm so glad y'all had fun. I'm so glad you were able to win our first match this season. It's so cool. That just tickles me pink. I can't tell you how much. I'm all smiles, friends. Carol played tank. Oh, let's go. We won this for you. Oh, you're too kind, Planetary. That's too kind. Look at the big jump in over the top. All four rush in low from right next to Kitsu. And Carbons goes flying in over the top. But I mean, it was actually a good read. I think Ewan and Amplify just kind of backed right on out. You see the amp had been used. Gap jumps up top. J-Man trying to isolate, but good. Susie keeps him alive, but now there's nothing up. He survived through the bolo shot. J-Man still in a bit of trouble here. Carbez spins in for a couple of kills. Primal Rage, though, will deny you your third, and Gap stands tall in the remaining 1v1, trying to chase down Sunnyside. This shows up to finalize that fight win. The Department of Managers, soon to be store managers. We got a promotion. I was emoting on point. Let's go. Winton gameplay. Let's go, team. That's so awesome. All right. We got to take some notes here. These teams are both very, very good. Bolo shot, as I say that. Sunnyside just clips a corner on the bolo shot. We're gonna give that up to some fancy schmooze out of you and dodge that bolo shot. That's what happened. Leo does catch Carmez with this with the downpour. Carmez did fall, which is what prompted the disengage. We are the next Dallas Fuel. Sound barrier out from Amplify. They try to push underneath the bridge. Dueling Sundering Blades. Oh! Biz hit there a second later. It comes out with the win over Leo as well. Chasing out for third. That's a beautiful 3-piece for Biz. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. So 4 minutes entering the power plant. The box of victory, not just for the map, but for the series as well. Karma's kind of poked into that far side. Now jumps up as Biz goes flying above him. Biz looking to hunt down the Lucio. Sent him down low with the grounding effect of the overhead strike. Now will chase down Red Axe. You're not getting away from them. Biz, oh, rips Carmez out of the sky. Oh, Biz is just so fun to watch on this hero. J-Man grabbed a pick. I think they were anticipating the Kitsu. We saw them stage for the disengage. Kitsu came out and they did in fact back away. J-Man does not back away. Maybe had to put themselves out of position to find that kill. Crazy Cat lucky to get out alive as well. But because of J-Man finding a trade, he has to say we are going to get a very quick re-engage. It's still a little too late. The fifth player was already back here for the Kasa defense. Downpour is going to fly Crazy Cat. The defense will hold with 2:30 remaining. You are going to return with, Bolo Shot, Downpour. Bolo Shot, that actually could be a mean combo. Don't forget, Bolo Shot got buffed. Even though the damage nerf was pretty significant here for Freya. And I do love this skin on Freya, by the way. The buff to Bolo Shot was significant. I mean, it's like a old school Orisa Halt, but with slow on it as well, right? They increased the slow effect on it. And increased the AoE range, I believe, of it as well. The quick swing right behind the defense. Sound barrier in play from Hex. Primal from Leo, that was from Gap, trying to squeeze this team together. That Bolo Shot finally does come into play for Biz, and Biz is now throwing in the Sundering Blade. I didn't see either get kills, but you're still seeing Biz and G-Man in the feed. Sound barrier now to try to put the final 115 meters to bed and put this series to rest as well. Amplify will 3-0 Kasa today. They moved to 4-2 here at Season 7. The dueling Sundering Blades was a really cool moment. There, that was it. That was it from Mrs. Bob right there. All right, big dub. Amplify will take the 3-0 today. And I still am left with as many questions as answers on who are the top teams here in NA Master. This has been a wild opening to our season. Feels like, you got Nightmare and Dreamland on top, but after that, anybody can beat anybody. It feels highly competitive and a lot of fun to watch. So look at some stats there from our third and final map. Very, very even map 3. As far as, deaths, and even look at teamfight wins, Karmez and Gap sharing 31 elims is for most elims. Gap does, actually, Jamin, will come in with top damage at 14.2. Crazy Cat with 23 assists into that. And how close that feels. When you look at the 21 and 23 assists from that backline of Amplify. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And we see that consistently throughout the night, right? 26 to 24 assists here. Although not as much damage dealt in that one. Crazy Cat with 21 assists. Where you have almost as more assists than you have eliminations. I'm inclined to give Crazy Cat player of the match. I don't know about y'all. I'm inclined to give Crazy Cat player of the match here. Am I crazy? Am I crazy on that? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just so crazy, I might just do it. All right, Crazy Cat's your player of the match here tonight. GG's. Big ups for Amplify.